Hello, welcome back to my channel. Right, today I thought I would talk about how to overcome body image in this current situation, isolation, quarantine. So it's something I thought I would talk about because it's really close to my heart, and I feel like a lot of people are seeing on Instagram and social media, do this workout, look like this, be like, eat these foods, have this diet, follow this workout plan, have this app, do this challenge, whatever. No. The reason why they're doing this is, I believe, they're trying to encourage people to do a one-size-fits-all situation, and that's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna work if you find out what works for you. So let's give it a bit of a personal story because that will work a lot better. I've always suffered with body image. It's taken me about 4 or 5 years of thinking, okay, I really love watching YouTube, to actually thinking, okay, I actually really want to start YouTube. And everyone feels like, hold on, this sun is way too much on my face. Let's go this way. No, okay, it's just gonna be above my head. Okay. Body image is something I've always really not always had the best relationship with, and it's something that I feel quite passionate about. I still suffer from it, and I'm still learning to appreciate and be confident in my own skin, but it's something I want to help people through. I feel as if you can stop comparing. First of all, everybody is different. Like everybody, as in not everybody one word, everybody two separate words, is different. And everyone holds fat and muscle in different ways. So for example, with my family, for some reason we've been blessed, and I used to think it was a bad thing. I used to be always called broad. But now, like when I'm training shoulders and things, I'm actually okay. Like, I'm quite proud of my shoulders and my back. But I've only really appreciated that in the last maybe 6 months, when I've actually started looking in the mirror and I'm like, jeez. I'll insert a video here, but I took a video the other day and sent it to my PT, and he was like, Jasmine, you look very shredded. And I was like, actually, is that me? I still take videos and photos every day or every week to track my progress. I scrap the scales. That's tip number 1, scrap the scales. And number 2, stop comparing. It's so easy to say that, but when you wake up first thing in the morning, most people go on their phone and they do like this. At the moment I'm not even doing it, but like this on Instagram, and they'll start tapping, and they'll, I used to screenshot like, I want to look like this body, I want to look like this body, I want my body to look like this, when that's actually really not a healthy habit. I took all my social media notifications off, including my WhatsApp actually. I took everything off. And I feel a lot more clearer in my head of what I actually want to achieve. I feel like there are social media and the way that the media portrays bodies nowadays, it's a lot more accessible for people to compare. Back in the day, people used to just pick up a newspaper and start reading it and think, okay, cool, I want to look like this. But now people don't realise that it can be used as a really big hindrance. So I'm still overcoming my body image issues, but this ties into another video on my channel. But personally, my biggest insecurity is my stomach. I seem to hold some fat at the bottom of my stomach, and that is genetics. That is my fat, where my fat is held. That is, unfortunately, my fat isn't on my bum or my boobs like I'd love it to be, but it is on my stomach, and that is my biggest insecurity. But I'm overcoming that. I'm now learning that, okay, right, I can't spot reduce fat. I can't go, okay, right, I'm gonna lose fat here, but I wanna, gain fat, for example, on my ass. That'd be fabulous. But loving yourself is so important, and loving what's good for you is just not loving what's good for you. Loving what's good about you is just such a nice journey to be on. And some days I wake up and I think, like today, I don't know what it was. I felt sluggish, I felt bloated, and I just didn't feel like me. But now I've learned that every day, especially as a woman, and I feel like men as well, you might have had more salt, less salt yesterday, not enough water, so many different contributions that attach to how you feel in the day. It's all up here as well. And it's so important to remember that you are you, and you can be the best version of yourself. And if that's eating Haagen-Dazs on the sofa, you know, on a Sunday night because that's what you enjoy, then do that. But then appreciate your body for it. Love yourself is so, so important. And a big, you know, a big changing point and pivotal point in my life was I used to wear this type of makeup day in, day out. Okay, minus the lashes, but this amount of makeup to the gym. A lot of people that know me can vouch for that. Throughout university, I'd be full-faced. But only in the final year, I just kind of stripped back on the makeup. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, my skin's never been the best. I've made this very clear, like on my Instagram. I have to put a lot of work into my skincare to make it somewhat okay. And I now realize, okay, you know, being comfortable in my own skin is so important. There was a stage where I remember about 3 years ago where I'd literally have a shower and not even dry my body off, but put my clothes on straight away because I didn't want to look in the mirror. And it was a time where I used to wear Spanx day in, day out. Spanx, like, you know, the pull-up ones, the sucky and shorts, and the vest as well. So I'd try and create a figure that I could be comfortable in. I'd always wear baggy clothes. Even when I was a size 16, I was wearing a size 18. When I was an 18, I was wearing a size 20 because I never wanted anything form-fitting. Even to this day, some things I just still are a little bit big, and that's because I like the fit of it, and you know, I like the style of that. But realizing now, I can't, well, you can change that if you want cheek filler and things like that. But what can I improve about myself? It's not what can I change, but what can I improve? And I think that's really important, especially being a young woman. You are compared all the time. You know, you could have bigger thighs, you could have a nicer hourglass, you could have a nicer figure. But I've now learned that not every day I'm happy. You know, some days I'll look at myself and I'm like, no, I could change that. But some days I look at myself and I'm like, I look okay. Monday was the first day that I was training in a, it's not so funny, in a sports bra. And I was like, okay, cool. Throughout, say 4 or 5 years of training in the gym, I have always worn t-shirts or long sleeves. And only in the last year to 2 years, I've actually decided to wear strapless because I didn't mind my arms. I used to hate them, but now they've got a bit of definition to them. I'm like, okay, cool, I have quite good arms for a girl. And a lot of people tell me that. And I'm like, oh, you know, I have decent arms and I'm gonna represent those decent arms. But remember, use your strengths to your capabilities. Everyone has insecurities. They just either hide them or they just know how to work around them. So don't think all these fitness models and inspirational people online have no insecurities, because I guarantee that they do. And I know as a woman, whenever you start your period, let's be honest, I feel like the whole world's gonna end. Like, I feel like, what? Like, what's this going on? But to be honest, it's just something that you learn to live with. I feel by not comparing, it will help anyone's mental state, especially in this time of a lot of people are used to relying on the gym and relying on, you know, one form of activity. Or for example, I used to do pole. They, you know, relying on pole. A lot of people don't have that right now. So find another outlet. Movement, I'm going to call it movement, not exercise. Movement in your day is so important. You don't have to sit there and do a 30-minute HIIT session. If you don't like it, then don't do it. But if you do enjoy 5 minutes yoga, one of my best friends has just started yoga since this isolation's happened, and he absolutely loves it. And that's his form of movement. It's 5 to 15 minutes a day on his yoga mat with a bit of YouTube. I've suggested so many videos to him. He's like, Jasmine, you're always sending me new videos. Thanks so much. Like, thank you so much for doing that. And I've done them myself. I never liked yoga. I could never sit there and meditate. I've tried so many times. My meditation is, okay, what weight is next? What can I do next? What can I smash next? But since this slow down period has happened, I have really realized I don't mind yoga. It doesn't have to be Bikram. When I did Bikram, all I was focusing on was the heat. But then now I'm doing normal, flow yoga. I don't actually know too much about it. I'm not too bad at it, but I do personally prefer Pilates. But some days I wake up and I feel very, very anxious. I feel like I think too much about what's going on right now. And I think that's my issue. I think, oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm just trying to do something that I've never done in my life, and that's live for the day. Living for the day, living for this moment. That's what's important to me. And I feel as if you live for the moment and plan, one day or another day. I've done a video on my channel of what has helped me cope. What's helped me cope is knowing that I don't need to plan weeks and weeks and weeks in advance. I'm just going to see what happens because it's out of my control and I can't control what's going on right now. I can only control how I feel. So if I can control how I feel, that's one less stress. There are days where I do compare. I'm not going to lie. I do sit there, I'm thinking it'd be nice if I, had a bit more toned quads, or I had a bit more toned, this. But taking away the emotion behind feeling like that is very, very difficult. And I feel like it does take years of practice, but finding out your strengths and loving yourself, I can't imagine the relief of how you'd feel, especially when you feel like you don't compare anymore. So yes, I know this was a quick one, this was a quick video, but I do talk a lot about, I want to talk a lot about these important matters which I feel like people don't really talk about, or I see a lot of and I think a lot about, and I feel like it's so important for people to realise, okay, I feel like this. Is this an elephant in the room? Is this a taboo that no one really talks about? That we all just end up comparing without realising? It's okay. We're human, and for the first time in our lives, most people have a lot more time on their hands than they ever have had. So remember, everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's body is beautiful in their own way. And yes, everyone has insecurities. Like, I absolutely, apart from my stomach, something, my teeth, they're a big insecurity for me. Like, I want to change them, but I feel like if I never speak about them to, you guys, which I'm hoping someone's watching, it won't ever be addressed that everyone's going through it. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you give it a like and a subscribe down below to my YouTube channel because it really helps me on. Make sure also you go over to my Instagram because I am posting workout videos there for anyone that's home and wants a bit of inspiration. I feel like everyone's posting workout videos, so I thought I'd do my own twist on it. And yeah, I hope if you have any video suggestions, please leave them down below. It'd be really appreciated. But yes, I hopefully see you next time. Thank you.